When Ransom and Wrenn Jones went on their first date July 4th, 1965, it was love at first sight. They were then married January 21st, 1966. What happens next is something that has bothered Jones for over 50 years.
But I didn't have that ring. I don't believe I had it, certainly less than a year and maybe even less than 6 months. And I lost it. I lost it right over here when I was handling some sawdust, some shavings. I was cleaning them up, trying to put them out there on that garden spot. And as I did so, I flipped that ring off my finger. And I could not find it. And we looked and we looked and we looked and could not find it. And so for the next 55 years, I really grieved over the loss of that ring. And so one afternoon I got a telephone call. And I was told that the ring had been found, and I just about fell out of my chair.
Murfreesboro residents Doug and Samantha Cook bought the home where the ring was lost, the former home of Murfreesboro Mayor Jennings Jones. As Jones was doing the final walkthrough with Cook, he mentioned losing his ring.
I had told Doug, I said, I lost my ring here. That was, 15 or 16 years prior. And, I really grieve over that, losing that ring. Well, fast forward 15 or 16 years, and he remembered that conversation. He remembered it. So it was quite a happy event. It brings back an awful lot of memories, I'll tell you it does.
Cook took up metal detecting during the pandemic, and one day after a rain, he went out with his new toy, and there it was.
When I hit that spot, it was one of those where I was on a conference call, I was muted, and I'm just listening and just kind of trying to stay awake. So I figured, well, I'm going to go drag the metal detector around. And I stepped out of the garden and maybe took 2 steps, and it was the first thing.
Jones did get a replacement ring, but it was never quite as special.
I got him another wedding ring, and he would never wear it.
It was never the same. It just wasn't the same. It wasn't the same thing.
Yes.
Jones says to have his ring back after all these years is one of the best things that's happened to him in a long time.
I thought over the years, what should I have done to not have lost it? Or what should I have done to have found it? Where did I go wrong? All the recriminations that you go through. Because it was a very sentimental thing to me. And we've been married all these years, and, had 2 great kids, and just to have it back was quite an event for us emotionally. It really was.